What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I don't know the last time I posted it. Maybe been a few weeks ago. But I have a new channel now. It's called EPA Compilations. I'm still working on my first video, getting it out. I'm working on all the copyright stuff. But go check it out when you can. But today, what we're going to be talking about is I was just scrolling on ESPN and I found David DeCastro has been released. And for someone who's been a Pro Bowl guard, I think he is, guard or tackle, whatever, then especially after like a few years of being it, I don't know why he was released. I definitely do think he played a lot of the 2020 season and was a big part of helping Ben Roethlisberger pass rush against every team, and it was a big part of also leading them to being undefeated for so long. Also, they probably wouldn't have. The reason that they released him was for cap. So yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if he got injured or had some off the field issues, but I also don't think that Trey Turner is a upgrade. Definitely think it's a downgrade. And the first team, Titans, that will be able to get him will definitely need him because a lot of teams are looking for offensive line. Another few teams are like the football team, the Washington football team, definitely the Seahawks. So yeah, today I'm just going to do probably predictions for him. So let's start. First off, we'll go with Titans, as I just mentioned. Roger Saffold kept getting injured, and I feel like her offensive line is just getting old. And even though David DeCastro is getting old as well, it would definitely be an upgrade if possibly they could put David Castro at where Dennis Kelly was, being replaced for Jack Conklin, and then also if Roger Saffold got hurt, just switch him because David, I don't know if it's David or Davis anymore. I haven't watched him, and he's like I don't know. So he's pretty good. And then you got David DeCastro on the other side. Or you could just put Roger Saffold and you could back Dave, whatever his name is, okay? So, yeah, I think the Titans do need him. Do I think they'll get him? Most likely not with the Julio cap situation. But they really do need him. And if they can figure out a way to split the cap with Julio, because he's wanting a lot of money, then they could obviously take David DeCastro and get him. Next up, I'm going to go with the different one, the Eagles. The Eagles, well, we all know them as they've had the best offensive line, like, ever. Obviously, Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce's brother, and a few others. That offensive line has been falling apart as of last season because they're getting old. Aging for offensive linemen isn't common, but when you find someone like their offensive line who's constantly trying to protect Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. I mean, it's two different people. They're trying to do different things. If they're used to Carson Wentz and he's like he's like staying in the pocket or something, then they're gonna try and protect for staying in the pocket. If they're used to Nick Foles, for instance, during the Super Bowl, then they hadn't gotten used to him, and when they did, Carson Wentz came back and they didn't protect very good for him at first, I don't think. So, yeah, definitely a falling apart. And again, I'm not saying that David DeCastro is some young star, but I'm also saying he could be an upgrade because he was protecting very good for a Steelers offense who was in a similar situation to the Eagles offense right now. So, I'm just throwing that out there. But there's the two other teams I mentioned, and then maybe I can fit in one more. So, Washington football team was obviously the person who I believe drafted Penny Sewell, if I'm not mistaken. But even if they didn't, or even if they did, doesn't matter. Regardless, they need him. Because they obviously can't function without good offensive line, especially with the quarterbacks that they're trying to get. Alex Smith cannot afford to have another injury that could be career-ending, especially in the leg. So, with that being said, they can't really have a horrible offensive line. And I know Trent Williams helped, and I know people are going to say that, but he's also getting old. And I think David DeCastro is a very, very good veteran player for his age. And I think that he could do good for that offense, especially after being a lot like the Steelers offense, where they don't run that much, because they got a strong arm QB, and I don't think it's more of for the Redskins. I think it's more of that they just haven't figured out their running position, and by maybe when they do, I think David DeCastro may be retired. So it could be better for him, I don't know. And for the final team, the Seahawks. Everyone could see this coming. Obviously, the Seahawks need some kind of help in offensive line. They always have. Russell Wilson has been sacked so many times and still is a great person and a great player. So that just shows how good of a person and player he is, but he can't afford to take any more. I mean, getting sacked that much, I mean, DK helped, but, he still got, he needs help. So, basically, everyone who knows his situation can basically picture why David DeCastro needs to go to the Seahawks. And that is it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hope you liked the video, and see you next time. Peace.